And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals of the LiuLi Cup 2024 grand finals. It has been an intense week of playoffs here, 5 days straight of non-stop StarCraft, and now we finally reached our top 2 players of the tournament. In a twist of fate, Cyril has fallen. And now we have a TvP, a Terran and Protoss, facing off in a best of 7. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the French Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss player, the red Protoss, the Cyril Slayer himself, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as this could go either way here. I mean, we have some things to bear in mind, to consider, of course. First things first, Clem, he just woke up. He is bright and early, wide awake. He's got his coffee in hand, he's got his baguette as well. He's ready to game, ready to go. MaxPax, he just endured a full best of 5 against Cyril, went all the way to the ace match. Was a very close, very tense series between himself and Cyril. Meanwhile, Clem has been chilling, has been asleep, has been enjoying himself, resting up, making sure that he is at 100% for this series, for this finals. So again, that could be a factor coming in. Just, of course, Clem, he's also the reigning world champion. He's the favorite player in this event. But MaxPax with the upset, he took down Raynor, he took down Cyril. Now he's up against his nemesis, his longtime rival, I would say, if you're familiar with the online weekly cups, with ESL Open Cups, with the World TV Mondays, with the Pigastorm Mondays as well. We see MaxPax and Clem face off week after week after week, time and time again. I would say that, again, even though we have a favorite player here, these two go back and forth. MaxPax and Clem, they go back and forth week after week after week. They do trade blows, and I'm here for a series. Best of 7. I'm hoping for, nothing one-sided here. I'm hoping for a game 4, a game 5, a game 6, maybe even a game 7. We'll see if we can get there. We shall see. For the time being, double gas. Double gas opener out of Clem, going for a faster factory, delayed CC, so a little bit more tech-heavy out of our Terran player. Just a little bit more tech-heavy. Reaper moves out. So back at home, MaxPax is going to be opening up standard. Gate into Cybercore, into Nexus. Chilling back at home. Adept has arrived, and it's going to be on MaxPax to keep up with the Reaper. We go. As Reaper dips in, dips out. So far, MaxPax is all over this. We have a take of choice, going for a Twilight Council opener. Meanwhile, Clem. Hello. As Clem is looking to spice things up early on here, going for a proxy starport. So ideally, this is a proxy starport into a medevac for a Hellion drop into the main. Technically, this could be a proxy liberator for a Hellion harass at the natural and liberator harass into the main. So it could be one or the other. I'm leaning more towards drop play, leaning more towards the medevac, but both are viable here. Regardless, aggression from Clem. We'll see what he can get done. We'll see if he can pull MaxPax apart. As the Hellions are building up, medevac is on the way, so it is going to be for that drop into the main. Likewise, MaxPax keeping up with the Reaper at least. Does keep up, does zone him away. We're waiting for that final Hellion. There we go, 4 Hellions have arrived, and they're moving out across the map. Now, as a reminder, math-wise, how many Hellions does it take to one-shot a probe? 3 Hellions. 3 Hellions is all it takes. So again, there's a lot of one-shot potential. There's a lot of potential here to just harass and to roast up that mineral line, to wreak havoc. Depth Shade's in. Does not make it into the main. But SCV's under fire. Meanwhile, here come the Hellions. Oh no! The boys are being pulled. They're being pulled into Hellion fire. Oh my god! The probes line up, and this is critical damage. 10, 12 workers going down. Ay. MaxPax. He doesn't care about his boys. Oh my god. 14 probes going down. That's almost and he's not done. He's not done. He's back. Oh no, he's back for whatever's left over. Gets 15, 16 probe kills. Someone stop this man. As MaxPax, he just sent them into the meat grinder bat. Yay. And now he rotates into that one. Not again. Don't pull in. Don't pull in. Por favor. As getting up to 17, 18 probe kills. And with that, that is more than enough damage. Clem, I'm sure, is very happy with this. Getting one final probe towards the end. 19 probe kills. With that, Clem, he is looking comfortable. Looking very, very comfortable here on 2 bases. He can chill, he can calm down. All Clem has to do is survive. MaxPax is forced to counterattack. He has to counterattack. Blink is done. We have the Prism on the way. Behind this, how many gateways? 3 gates. 3-gate Blink out of MaxPax, but he can barely afford any reinforcements, any warp ins. The tank is set. The bunker is still not done though. Bunkers are done. MaxPax, he dives in. He wants the tank. He wants it. He won't get it. He will not get the tank. Yeah, bleeds out the Adept, bleeds out one Stalker. The bunker will complete, and Clem, he will hold. From here, he should repair. There we go. Does pull a couple of boys, will repair the tank. MaxPax warping in 3 Stalkers at a time. And again, MaxPax, he has to get something done here. He's pushing in. He dives in, goes to dive, gets the tank. 1 tank goes down. Nice juggling, saves the Stalkers, pulls away. A good start for MaxPax, but he needs more. As he rotates towards the main base, bunker is ready. Gets past the bunker. Ooh, bleeds out 1 Stalker in the process. Brutal pickup. A brutal loss there. The Bio Army does push in. Another Stalker goes down. Boys being pulled. None of the SCVs go down. So good defense so far by Clem. So far he's only lost 1 tank. Ooh, and GG gets called. Not enough damage. Clem, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played, Clem, popping off with the initial Hellion drop. Again, MaxPax, he got caught completely off guard. The pants were down, Papi, completely with his pants down. Again, the kind of reaction, the response that he had to the drop as well was brutal for him to pull the boys into the Hellions. I think maybe initially he thought that there were going to be like Widow Mines coming his way or something. Alas, he lost everything in the main base, and with that, GG. GG, well played. Clem takes a lead. Clem does take a lead. With that will take us into game number 2. Now, as a reminder, despite Clem taking a lead here in the series, it's a best of 7. It's a best of 7. Plenty of games ahead of us, plenty of games to come. So do not worry, do not fret. As we're getting into game number 2. Game 2 is going to be on Ley Lines. Let's go. Here we go. Hellion Harass is pretty good, huh? I mean, it's good when the probes line up. Like, I mean, a couple of things occurred, right? First things first, MaxPax, he wasn't able to confirm that there was missing tech, that there was anything missing across the map, so he had no reason to suspect that there was a fast drop coming into the main base. Likewise, he had no spotter pylon in the corner of his main, so without a spotter pylon, without anything in position, it means that he had less time to react to what was happening. We saw that the reaction was, again, to be more aggressive with his workers. He did lose everything in the process. So again, MaxPax was caught completely unawares, and we saw what happens when that occurs, right? 19 probe kills. And here we go. We're now getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ley Lines, leading the series 1-0. We have the French Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Danish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Psy Storm Gaming. Down in the series, but it's the best of 7. It is MaxPax. Here we go. Here we can calm down and settle in. Now, I do not expect another proxy Hellion drop again in the near future. I think maybe if we get to game like 5 or game 6, we can bring it back. But typically, that's something that you do once in a series. The reason for that is because, of course, if it doesn't get any damage done, it means that you have no starport production because your starport has to float all the way back home. Your Hellions get shut down. Your opponent gains map control. Then they can counterattack with their Stalkers. Things can very quickly snowball in favor of the Protoss if the Hellion drop fails. So it can be very risky and very committed, so I don't expect to see that again. It was a really good way to start the series from Clem, so props to Clem, but from now we should be calming down. As we see only 1 gas being taken, it is going to be this time a more economic opener. Remember, last game it was double gas into a faster factory, into a proxy starport. This time single gas into a faster CC on, I would imagine, low ground, potentially on the high ground just to be safe, but economic start nonetheless. So a very different opener here from Clem. Much more economic, less aggressive. As MaxPax, being as annoying as possible, will delay the CC by a couple of seconds. Okay, by 1 or 2 seconds, so not bad. does delay. Interesting. Is going to be chronoing out that first Zealot. So the first Zealot has arrived. Going to be reinforcing. And we'll see if MaxPax can cancel. Or I should say cancel. We'll see if he can delay the CC. We shall see. As Zealot is moving out. Behind this, the Reaper is checking for proxies. Checking the third base locations to make sure that there is no setup here. For more aggression. Zelda's making his way across the map. Likewise, Adept to reinforce. So they do shade. Zealot has arrived, and MaxPax does find the Zealot. Can kite it down. Bunker is going to be delayed. Adept is on the way. So far, good control here by Clem. He doesn't take any damage from the Zealot whatsoever. Oh my god. Shuts it down. The SCV is one shot away from going down, and here comes the Adept. Ooh, and it looks like he can delay the bunker. Not quite. And Marines are in position. And the bunker completes. The bunker, the CC, Adept was too late. Clem holds. Here comes the second Adept. Oh. Second Adept does arrive. Marines are racing the way into the bunker. The bunker is done. They do dive in. And with that, Clem holds. Ooh, okay, we can breathe. MaxPax is going to be threatening shades. Back at home, it is going to be a Twilight Council opener out of MaxPax. It is going to be Twilight Council into Blink. Question becomes, how many gateways? How many gates? Oh. As one Adept goes down. We do have the one gate in the main. We have 2 here at the natural, so 3-gate Blink once again out of MaxPax. Very safe way to play. Very safe. I mean, we saw this last game as well. Does allow MaxPax to be assertive to gain map control. Meanwhile, Clem, he's building up to his own 3-1-1 setup here, throwing down his second, soon to be a third Rax as well. Nothing too crazy. Oh, Adept did shade in though. That was not meant to happen. SCV goes down, delays the Rax. Nice pickup. Yeah, more boys are being pulled as well. Very nice damage from MaxPax. No major losses, but I mean, I say that 3 SCV kills, not bad. Guess 3. Can we get up to 4? Not quite. So 3 SCVs go down. And lost mining time, of course, as well. So a better start for MaxPax. Behind this, getting his third, and will soon move out. We'll soon move out. Behind this, Robo is done. No War Prism. So very light aggression here from MaxPax. He skips the War Prism, affords a faster third base. He's being active with the Stalkers, but he has no way to reinforce or to really force his way in. He has no intention to. Oh no! Ooh, Observer does run into the Raven. Observer goes down. No high ground vision. Wants the Raven or any kind of pickups. He gets a Marine. Gets 2. 2 Marines go down. Two Marines do fall. Where's MaxPax being forced back? Again, Stim is not yet done here, so Clem trading out Marines. Oh, trying to catch out those Stalkers. Unable to. MaxPax, he bypasses the main army. Ooh, shot goes off. Shot goes off. MaxPax, he's diving in towards the mineral lines. Yeah, boys are being pulled. SCV's going to be going down. Really rough movement here for Clem. As he's waiting on the low ground. But MaxPax, he goes further in. Ooh, 6 SCV kills. Raven goes down as well. Massive pickoffs. And this is becoming far too much. From here, we can always recall. Ooh, I say that is going to be a lot of dead Stalkers. True. A lot of Stalkers are going down. There's a recall towards the end. 3 Stalkers escape. That was 6 Stalkers for 11 SCVs and a Raven. I mean, the Raven was a big pickup. True. So very nice pickup. With that, MaxPax takes an economic lead. And Clem falls behind. Again, Clem, he was just being far too adventurous. Moving out with those 2 tanks was crazy. And he got punished for it. Did get punished for just being too aggressive. MaxPax looking a lot more comfortable here. Ooh. Has to be careful. So he does run into those tanks. Behind this, taking up, getting his third base saturated, working towards immortal production. Bay is on the way as well. Here comes that Prism. Charge is about to finish. As Clem moves out, the Prism can move in. Uh-oh. MaxPax trying to slow down the push. Third CC is on the way. This is not a 2-base all-in. So this is not an all-in. Clem's push is delayed. Drop into the main. Do we have any reinforcements? Only a handful. And the SCVs that look from earlier. And more SCVs going to be falling. Clem, he turns around for a moment. Fourth base on the way. Clem is going to commit. And he will lose 5 SCVs back at home for 4 Zealots. Still a better trade for MaxPax, just keeping the economy of Clem low. Keeping it as low as possible. Clem moving in. Tanks do siege, going for the 5th base, so the 4th even. See if he can bring it down. Nice force fields. Ooh, popping up here out of Clem. He pulls away in time. Gets over to the other side. Gets a lot of damage done on that Nexus. Nexus is getting low. Very low here. A couple more volleys. Mindshot going off. Zelda coming from behind. And with that, MaxPax will clean this up. He shuts down the tanks. The tanks, the Widowmines, forces back the army. And MaxPax holds. He does hold on. Across the map, ready for a dive. Widowmines are in position. Oh! Not quite in position though. Prism does get in. Likewise, Colossus has arrived. MaxPax actually shuts down the main push. And Clem, he's running out of steam. He's running out of steam here. Another mind shots. Oh, just the one. Regardless, GG gets called. MaxPax he overwhelms, and MaxPax ties up the series 1-1. GG, as there were 17 SCVs going down. Again, the damage that MaxPax had dealt in the main base with the Stalkers was critical damage, and Clem was pretty all in there. He did have a third CC on the way, but I mean, I say all in, he was very committed. He had to do some kind of damage. He had to do something across the map. He failed to do so. GG. GG, well played. If he had forced a cancel in the 4th base, then maybe he could have come back home and macro it out of it, but was unable to do so. And with that, we find ourselves in a tied up series. Let's go. We have a back and forth. Has Clem ever pulled the boys? That's a good question, actually. Maybe in the Gressvan era? When was Gressvan? Was that like 2023? But I think I've seen Clem pull the boys on Gressvan before, but I might be confusing with another Terran because I saw a lot of Terran players pull the boys on Gressvan. A lot of Terran players. No. So maybe on that one, maybe. And even then, that was a long time ago. Long time ago. Catching up. But yeah, you're correct in that sense, that where like I have to like reach back into like the recesses of my mind to like think of like Clem going for 2 base all-ins. Like Clem does cheese, like I'm sure you know this as well. Just to reiterate, we've seen Clem plenty of times like go Proxy Marauder. Like Clem, he loves Proxy Marauder, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Proxy Marauder at some point in this series. So he does cheese. He does go for proxies, that is true, but specifically like 2 base all-ins where you pull the boys, like I think that I agree. I think that is more of a rarity for Clem. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into game number 3, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the red Protoss player from Denmark representing Sidestorm Gaming. Does fight back, does tie the series. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Terran player representing Team Liquid, being forced into a tied series. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is Clem. So yeah, Clem, he does cheese, he does proxy, but Specifically, 2-base all-ins, maybe less so. I mean, now that we bring it up, what I will say, this map is pretty good for 2-base all-ins. Wisps of Gold is, again, one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. Very small map, short rush distance by ground, exposed 3rd base, exposed 4th base, no ramp coming into the natural as well, so very, very advantageous for an aggressive player. Speaking of aggression, Clem is coming in for an eBay block. Let's go. And the ideal for Clem is to force MaxPax to expand elsewhere, to expand at the 3rd location, and then Clem can be hyper-aggressive in the aftermath and try to punish MaxPax, as here comes the eBay. So we expect aggression here from Clem. Is setting up for it. MaxPax he is yet to confirm. And MaxPax is going to be forced to go for the unnatural natural. Oh boy. Now, thankfully, this isn't like 2 patches ago when you could react around cyclones. That was a dark time in the history of StarCraft, reacting out cyclones and just going for all-ins off of this. That was also something that Clem did love. He would in this position, he would just all-in and just go for like mass cyclone behind this and just crush the natural. This is back in, and not even too long. This is like the start of 2024, like a year ago. Dark times. Here, MaxPax, he does have the opportunity to defend. It is going to be an awkward defense, true, as he's stuck in between his 3rd and his main. From here, very commonly, we see Protoss players go Stargate. The reason for this is because SkyToss units, obviously, they don't have to traverse the terrain here to rotate between the bases. But it is going to be a Twilight Council opener. Okay, Twilight Council out of MaxPax. Back at home, Clem just going for a CC on the high ground, racks into factory to CC, into a 1-1-1 Widowmine drop. Here we go. So just settling into a standard follow-up. Does force MaxPax into an uncomfortable position. But outside of that, nothing too major yet. Building up his bio. I'm curious to see if Clem goes for a Widowmine drop plus Marine. Marine Widowmine drop, which is again quite popular amongst the Korean Terran players. Referring to Maru and Byan. Which is designed to get economic damage and to wreak havoc across the map. It's going to be on MaxPax here to keep tabs on the army. And to keep tabs on the base. As here comes a natural. Waiting for the medevac. Ooh, Viking first. Okay, I mean, Clem, he hasn't scouted. This tells us that he's getting ready for a Stargate opener. Cyclone into Viking. Okay, does cancel. Never mind. Does cancel the Viking. Early tank production has begun. As looks like Clem, he has ruled out SkyToss. Or Stargate. As he breaks down, tries to get local, and he gets punished for it. A very nice movement here by MaxPax. Takes out the Cyclone. Massive pickoff. Cyclone goes down. Clem, he's vulnerable here. Uh-oh. Is vulnerable. MaxPax, he reinforces. Behind this, going to Blink. Prism's on the way. Ooh, Blink is not done. One soldier goes down. Likewise, brutal pickoff here for MaxPax. Medevac has now arrived. Now Clem is being pinned back. He's being pinned back. Behind this is going to be 3-gate Blink. 3rd base on the way. And yeah, just kind of a really awkward setup here from Clem. Like, delayed starport production into medevac, but stuck at home. Blink into the main. Delay some of the production as well. SCV goes down. MaxPax going for the warp in. Remember, Stim is not done, nowhere near. It's all about the tanks. So far, they're in good positions. Tanks are set up. Behind this again, MaxPax is not going all in. He's just macroing up, getting a forge, charge, +1, saturating his third base, and more importantly, just containing Clem. Just containing the Terran on 2 bases for as long as possible. Clem's still building up. MaxPax getting ready for a split push. Toss her in the gas geyser. Oh! Picks up in time. Oh, Observer gets caught out. Does get the production. Upgrades are on the way. Basically, Clem, he's stuck on 2 bases until the upgrade finishes. He's waiting for Stim, waiting for combat shields. Once they're done, then he can break out, and then he can expand. Speaking of expand, there it is. Third CC's on the way. And behind this, it's all about the greed of MaxPax. He has to get fully saturated on 3 bases, taking up into Colossus. A Bay is on the way. And he needs the Colossus in time for the push. Until then, just being active, making sure no drop gets out, making sure that everything stays at home. Loading up zealots. Bay is now done. Colossus production can now begin. Checks the main, confirms the CC, confirms the army. As Clem, he does finally break out. Does break out. And as Clem moves out, MaxPax he's ready with those zealots. Does dive in, catching a tank. Oh, I'll pick up. Saves 1, saves 2. Very nice control. Clem, he saves the tanks. A lesser player would have lost them. MaxPax does force the siege, takes down the Raven. Very nice snipe. Snipes the Raven. Locking down the army. Nice force fields. Ooh, catching out a medevac as well. And Clem, he's running out of steam. He's running out of steam as he moves out. Getting his third base, forced back home. Zealots, they try to collapse in the army, but they need reinforcements. Max actually does preserve at least a handful of those zealots, and he gains map control. He moves out. So the Colossus has arrived, and now Clem, he's in trouble here. He has to fall back. He has 3 tanks. Does need to spread them out. MaxPax reinforcing. He can't dive on this. Pushing into a concave. Actually, just pushing past the tanks. Committing in. As Zealots, they go for the dive. The tanks are exposed. He gets 1 already. Just the 1. Running out of Zealots. Does run out. Oh, Colossus is going to be exposed as well. Clem, he goes to that. Takes out the Prism. Prism goes down. Colossus as well. MaxPax, he overextended. I got a little bit too greedy. Zealots, they do get into all the tanks. The repairs, though. Oh my god, he saves the tank. He saves it. The boys are pulled. Saves the tank. He barely holds on. And now MaxPax, he's in trouble. Did lose a Colossus, the War Prism. Lost most of his army. An army that is not easy to replace. Now it's time for Clem to counterattack. Does counterattack, does dive in. Tank siege up. Again, this Colossus is so exposed. There's only 2 sentries. Nice force fields. Does hold the line. Zealot run at the same time. SCVs are going to be going down. Going for the counterattack. But I'm not so sure that MaxPax can save the space. There's just so many Marines, so much bio here for Clem. But now there is a 10 Colossus, true. Now there's 2. Oh. 1 gets forced back. Zealots are coming from behind. They force the pickup. And MaxPax, he holds on. Barely does hold. Saves the expansion. Saves the 4th. Barely survives. Clem has to race back. Whew. Well, Clem still has momentum on his side. Still up in supply. Going for a drop play. Going for that Doom drop. MaxPax still trying to stabilize. Getting up to 3 Colossus. Now the Warp Prism. Drop is moving out. There is a recall available. And speaking of recall, yep, there it is. Recalls into the main. Forge is going to be targeted down. We'll delay some of those upgrades. Despite that, we already have +2. Force to make up. Ooh, Stalker's ready. Nice movement there out of MaxPax, but here come the reinforcements. Clem, he snipes the expansion. Nexus goes down. That's all he wanted. Was to deny the base. Warp Prism as well. And MaxPax is getting pulled apart. He cannot keep up. He had that one recall, but that's all he had. Trying to catch a medevac. Warp Prism did get hunted down. And MaxPax is stuck on 3 bases. He's stuck on a 3-base economy. Even with the Terran. So that's 3 Colossus, true. Still has a terrifying main army, but he has to make use of it. He has to make use of that army. As more Vikings are building up, retaking that 4th base. MaxPax, he up! Oh my god. Gets one medevac. He gets one. The other gets away. Employees of the boys. They're those boys, mate. True. They were crazy. They saved the tanks. And Clem is going to be the first to max out. Going to be the first to max out at this point, getting his 4th base now. Aye, aye, aye. Ghost production has begun, getting into 2-2. See, Max just getting ready with the Zealot run by. This drop has to get damage done. Just has to wait for that moment. Smite shots that don't go up. Clem, he's maxed. That also means no reinforcements. Means that there's going to be limited production back at home. Prism comes in. DT's getting dropped off. Clem, he turns everything around. He races back home. At least with his reinforcements. Does get a DT. Femi defends, and this buys enough time for MaxPax to max out as well. How many disruptors? 1. Oh. So I just realized MaxPax, I mean, the suit does lie. He's maxed out mainly on Zealot. That's a lot of supply in Zealots, which means less disruptors, which is going to be a concern. Let me rotate in. Go for the expansion stall because they do catch a reinforcing. Reinforcing Viking. Viking goes down. Zealot run gets dealt with. Expansion did fall. That was a kill, not a cancel. Dive in. Massive EMPs. EMPs pop up. Nova will connect. Massive connection. Clem dived in. Wasn't worth it. And MaxPax, he can't force this back. Behind the Zelda, the mineral line. SCVs are going down. Clem is in trouble here. The ghosts are exposed. 2 ghosts fall, another Nova. So it's army away. Just the 1 Nova, but it looks like MaxPax, he has enough. He can chase him down. Sometimes 1 Nova is all it takes. I like Poppy, he doesn't have many disruptors. He doesn't need them. He needs 1. 1 disruptor. That's all you need. True. Vikings just shut down the War Prism. No more reinforcements. 15 SVs going down. Once again, a better trade here for MaxPax diving in the army. And Clem, he just doesn't have enough here. There's no ghosts, there's no EMPs. He's being overwhelmed. And MaxPax, everything's swinging in his favor here. The comeback. We had a rough moment earlier. He was behind. GG gets called, and MaxPax, he does take a 2-1 lead. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. I was concerned when Clem, when he killed the 4th base. When he had killed the 4th base, like Clem, he was up like 30 supply? He was up 30 supply. He was the first to max out, but if you recall, despite maxing out, he was forced back home because of the DT counterattack. He was delayed, and with that MaxPax, he was able to build up his army. Only had the one disruptor, but hey, he made it count. We had a brutal connection, the ghost count was reset, no more EMPs, and with that, MaxPax did overwhelm. GG. GG, well played. MaxPax does take lead in the series, but again, this is still a best of 7, still plenty more games ahead of us, still more to come. But the pressure is now on. The pressure is now on Clem. Oh boy. The pressure is on. As we are getting ready here for our next game. Here we go. One ball, GG even happens to clear. I mean, Vappy, one ball is all you need. As long as it connects. But if you recall, when that Nova went off, Clem, he actually stimmed forward and he was trying to focus on the disruptor. He unfortunately didn't focus it down in time. And that's when the Nova went off. And here we go, we're getting into our next game. We're going to be loading into Frostline. Okay. The map we have yet to feature here tonight is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Is larger, but also very, very difficult to defend as well. Exposed bases. We'll get into it. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Frostline, we have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, leading the series 2-1. Does take a lead. Can he extend that lead? It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the French Terran player, the Red Terran, down in the series, the reigning world champion for Team Liquid. It is Clem. Here we go. We go. I recently changed to Terran after being a terrible Zerg for years. Absolutely can never escape the disruptor pulls. Oh no, the Novas, Pappy, the Novas. It can be difficult. It can be difficult. You have to be very vigilant with your army, with your map vision as well. It's also, it can be very difficult to make that split second decision of do I pull away, do I stim away from the Nova, or do I stim into the Nova and try to focus on the disruptor? Like it's a hard call to make. Very hard. As we do see Clem falling back into double gas. Okay, double gas opener this time into Clem. As a reminder, last game we saw something more economic. Not this time. I mean, I say more economic. It was an eBay block, if you recall. An eBay block into the 1-1 into CC. This time, no block. Double gas into a faster factory. Of course, it was game 1 that this led into a proxy starport into a Hellion drop. I don't expect to see that here on Frostline. The map is large, and we actually have seen a lot of proxy starports specifically here in the northern location for that Hellion drop, but because we already saw it once in the series, I don't really see us seeing that again this soon, but we'll see. We'll see what Clem does decide to embrace as the Reaper does move out. Change the proto so you can be killed by bulls just as much. Kind of. Like, disruptors are very standard in mid-game or mid to late game PvP, but if we're being truthful here, you rarely get to the game state. You know, PvPs, they're a lot more chaotic. I would imagine even more so at lower levels. I could be mistaken there. You know, maybe at lower levels players are more passive, but yeah, I would imagine that it's a little bit more rare to get to that point in PvP. I would imagine that proxies in Orleans are a lot more prevalent. I would imagine. For now though, Adept is going to be shut down. Likewise, behind this, getting to a 1-1-1. CC is almost done. And Clem, he does move out. Now, it's not too heavy of a commitment here. It's just 2 Hellions and 2 Reapers. This can threaten the mineral line. It can dive in, but alas, Max actually just completely walls off. We got a full wall here at the natural. There's no way in. And with that, MaxPax holds. Shuts down the Reaper. There's a shield battery as well, taking this very seriously. And we have our take of choice. Twilight Council into Blink. Almost every game this series we've seen 3-gate Blink. I think actually every game. Just 3-gate Blink. I mean, it is the meta for a reason. It is the stock standard way of opening up. Very safe here in TvP. It's what we expect. So now more Stalkers are warping in. Clem, he does reinforce, going for the early... I was going to say tank drop, the early Cyclone drop. It does reinforce. Clem going to try to break this location here and now. But there is that shield battery. Ooh, 1 Stalker goes down. Massive pickup. He gets 1. Dives further in. Prism has arrived. Now we have an extra blink. And Clem, he's fine. Yeah, he's fine. He shuts this down. Dives in. He wants that Cyclone. 1 more blink. Oh, he gets it. Cyclone goes down. At the same time, Clem going for a Marine drop. Does pivot around, does rotate. Max actually pushes right down mid. And there's not much room to defend. Third base is under fire. MaxPax, he commits. Uh-oh. No tanks because of the Cyclone. Yeah, no tanks in the main base. SCVs are going to be going down. Clem, he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble here. Boys are being pulled. Tank pops out. And he can just go for it. Yeah, 1 more volley. Ooh, tank falls. Massive pickoff. Clem falling apart here. Meanwhile, Hellions into main base. Probes are falling. Trading 1 for 1. 7 probes for 6 SCVs. But Clem, yeah, he's being cleaned up. Max actually doesn't turn around. He rotates once again. Remember, no tank on the low ground. Oh, crazy blink. Losing a Stalker. Calm down, MaxPax. Calm down. He's in a better position, but still can't throw his army away. Remember, only 1 tank. Because one tank got sniped, you can see 1 tank has to keep repositioning. And Clem is ready in the main. He's not ready at the natural. Oh boy, he needs more time for that 2nd tank. Boys are pre-pulled. Even with those SCVs, this bunker should fall. Yeah, the boys are pulled to repair, but it's not going to be enough. The bunker goes down. The SCV is going to be falling. This is becoming critical damage. Getting another 4 SCVs. Yeah, GG gets caught. He gets pulled apart, and MaxPax takes a 3-1 lead. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Clem being hyper-aggressive early on, going for the early move out with the medevac, with the Cyclone. Because he got shut down so hard, that's why we saw a very difficult defense there from Clem, a very kind of haphazard defense. Because his tank production was delayed, he had only the 1 tank. Alas, it got sniped early on, and with that, MaxPax did snowball out of control. And now MaxPax is 1 game away from bringing Clem down and from becoming our champion. Oh my god. 1 more game. Uno más, papi. Uno más. Oh my god. And I'm hoping we don't quite end it this quickly here. I was hoping for a longer series, but I mean, even in the games themselves, they've been quite fast. We haven't really been able to embrace proper late game yet between both MaxPax and Clem. We did have a maxed out army on Whispers of Gold. That is true, but that was still a little bit different. That was still very intense and very chaotic. The game still did end quite quickly there after the first big engagement. We haven't really had a longer back and forth yet. Likewise, we didn't get that between Cyril and MaxPax either. We had some very fast games between Cyril and MaxPax, and same here. Depending on the map, that could continue, or we might slow things down. Ooh, speaking of the map, here we go. We're loading into a much larger map, a much more defendable map. Up next, Amygdala. Here we go. Is this where we slow things down? How will he approach this? Because the pressure is now on Clem. 1 more loss, and the series is over. Here we go. As you can hear the beeps, we are loading into that next game. Potentially the final game of the series. Potentially. Oh boy. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the Danish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, leading the series 3-1, almost one game away from becoming our LiuLi Cup champion. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Terran player from Atlanta, France, representing Team Liquid. He's up against the wall. He is the reigning world champion, but he is struggling here in the finals. Can he extend the series? Can he force the ace match? It is Clem. As he moves out with a very early SCV. Max is back at home. SCV's moving out. I would imagine setting up for... Ooh, I was going to say an eBay. Never mind. He will hide the SCV. Does keep it hidden. And are we going for a 2-axe? We are. Okay, it's going to be 2-axe Reaper here from Clem. We'll see what he can get done. See how aggressive he can be. I say 2-axe Reaper. There is a build where you make Marines at home, you proxy Marauder, and then you pull the boys, and you go for an all-in. We have seen Bjorn and some of the other Korean Terrans embrace that. I can't imagine it's gonna. We're going for that here, right? No shot. Do we send it? Do we commit? There's that Marine. Yo, proxy Marauder. Are we pulling the boys? Mate. Wait, we're going for the tech lab? I think we are. Let's go. Oh, there it is. Tech lab's on the way. Hello. Bjorn, is that you? We're going proxy Marauder, Marines as well. There is a variation of this where you do pull the boys and you just go one base all in. Just one base all in here from Clem. Assuming that we will be pulling the boys with this. As he's banking up his Marines and soon moving out across the map. Oh boy. Kikaza's shell is on the way. And we'll see how this story ends. Now, for the time being, MaxPax, he is not scouted. He has not recognized anything yet. Going for his own proxy. He's crazy. Setting up his own proxy gateway. Let's go. The pylon has been placed. Marines are moving out. There's that one SCV with the Marauder. And he's not pulling the boys. Okay. The boys are staying back at home. Ooh, he does spot the Marines, though. Yeah, it did spot the Marines. Big scout here from MaxPax. And now he knows. Yeah, shield battery's on the way. He rallies everything back home. We're getting into proxy stim. Okay. Let's go. We're proxying stim right after. But here come the initial 2 Marauders and the Marines. Catches the probe. Stalkers are getting ready though. Again, 2 shield batters on the way. The boys are being pulled. Yeah, MaxPax, he's ready to shut this down. Gets a Marine. Takes down the Marauder. GG gets caught. He gets completely shut down. Again, big scout there out of MaxPax. And with that, MaxPax, he will take the series 4-1. GG. MaxPax will take the series 4-1, and MaxPax, I believe he is our champion here for LiuLi Cup 2024. Bold move out of Clem, maybe just running out of patience towards the end as well. It was a very bold move to go for that proxy Marauder. Alas, he got scattered. The proxy wasn't scattered, but the Marines were. Remember, the Marines got scattered, and as soon as that happened, we saw MaxPax cancel his building across the map. He started shield batteries. Once shield battery was done, that was it. That was game then and there. GG, well played. Clem, we didn't really get any of that kind of mid to late game either. Again, Whistles of Gold was the closest we got to that. But alas, congratulations here to MaxPax. He will claim the win. And I mean, MaxPax, he has won online tournaments before. Is this his biggest event? No shot. Actually, I want to find out. Let's have a look here. As MaxPax, he does claim the win, and typically we look at MaxPax, and I'm pretty sure he has won like wardy events, right? Like wardy like invitationals or like summer bashes and stuff like that. But I'm actually not too familiar with the history that he has when it comes to these online tournaments. I know that like this is where he can thrive the most, and MaxPax did very well in Master Coliseum. For those who don't know, MaxPax he got 3rd place in Master Coliseum. He got 3rd just behind Cyril and just behind Hero, which is still a really good result for MaxPax. And checking his history here, let's see. True. He did. he did win the previous LiuLi Cup. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Was a smaller event, but did win that. Is this his biggest win? Oh, let's see. Let's see. Technically, Pigsty number 3. This is back in 2023. It was a $3,500 first place prize. But outside of that, yeah, this is his biggest win. There you go. GG. GG. Oh my god. The year of MaxPax. It's time, Pappy. It's finally time. But yeah, I'm just looking at the history here. The last, the only bigger event than this that he had won was the Pigsty Festival number 3, where he beat Maru in the finals 4-3. He actually beat Clem there as well, 4-3 as well. Crazy. GG. GG, well played. You want Pigsty? Yeah. Pigsty is the only other bigger event than this. As that was a 10,000. What was the prize pool as big? It was $10,000 for Pigsty. LiuLi Cup is 7,000. So yeah. Regardless, GG, well played. Ooh, and yeah, shout out to Saber, by the way. Shout out to Saber. Saber, he is the man behind LiuLi Cup, behind this event. Back-to-back tournaments, by the way. Master Coliseum into LiuLi Cup. And congratulations to MaxPax. Again, it is the era of Protoss. We've seen a lot of players switching to Protoss, at least, to avoid certain matchups. Players like Clem, players like Dark, players like Raynor, of course, and others alongside them. Oliveira, before the retirement. So, yeah, GG, well played. MaxPax with his first win in a couple of years, right? Pigsty was back in 2023. It's been 2 years. It's been quite some time since that last big win. So congratulations. My condolences to Clem. Again, MaxPax and Clem, they do go back and forth when it comes to their matches. I would say the bigger result for MaxPax was defeating Cyril. When was the last? I guess he did defeat him previously in Master Coliseum, but yeah, in recent times, MaxPax he's been getting better and better results, defeating players like Clem and Cyril a little bit more consistently here, and looking to fight for that #1 Protoss spot. I say fight for the #1 Protoss spot because last week in Master Coliseum, Hero did outplace him. That is true. But what I do appreciate about both Hero and MaxPax is that they're very different stylistic players. So you get very different games out of them. You get very different games out of MaxPax and Hero. They both have their own strengths, their own weaknesses. And with that, MaxPax does claim the win. GG, well played. A bit of a shorter finals. I'll be honest here. I'm sorry, I'll correct this score out of game. But a bit of a shorter finals. I was expecting, like a game 5 or a game 6 at least. But much more one-sided here. Again, Clem, he was being punished for his own aggressive builds more often than not. Whether it came to the last game with the Proxy Marauder, or even before that with the Cyclone drop. If you remember, he went medevac into Cyclone drop on Frostline. Again, just these really aggressive starts out of Clem, punished time and time again from MaxPax. And with that, did snowball into a win. GG, well played. I hope we actually see him offline. That's not gonna. That's some copium, baby. That's some copium. I would not hold out hope for seeing MaxPax offline. But when it comes to these online events, this is where we can see him at his best, at his fullest. If you're curious about the next big event happening in StarCraft, January was very busy. January was very busy for us because of both Master Coliseum and because of LiuLi Cup as well. The next big confirmed event is Star Zagora. Star Zagora is happening. Is that in June? Hold on. When is Star Zagora 2025? Is it before June? Hold on. Yeah, June. Yeah. Oh god, how do we remember? But yeah, Stars Agora is going to be in June, so that's halfway through the year. So that is the next big LAN event that is officially confirmed. When it comes to other LANs, we spoke about this during the podcast this week. I Am Katowice is occurring, I think, next week. Like, I Am Katowice is coming up on us, and there is no StarCraft for the first time in, was it 12 or 13 years? For the first time in a very long time, there will not be StarCraft at I Am Katowice. We still do not have any word from ESL. I would imagine that there is some announcement coming. Otherwise, they just tell us that, they just let us know that that like negotiations fell through with EWC. So I would imagine there is something coming. But it is very sad and very unfortunate that even if we do get a circuit, it is very much a shame that I Am Katowice is or was not a part of the circuit, because that's a pretty big deal. I Am Katowice, it's been a part of StarCraft for a very long time, since back in Heart of the Swarm, back I think in 2013. I want to say 2013 was the first time that StarCraft was at I Am Katowice. Maybe 2012 before that. If so, I'm unfamiliar, but it's been a long time. And yeah, for StarCraft not to be there, it's a pretty big blow. It's a pretty big blow here. And it is definitely a somber time, or really, I say somber time, just a really chaotic or just really tense time for a lot of StarCraft fans out there, because there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to what 2025 has to offer and what it has to hold. Outside of Stars Agora, again, I mean, I say Stars Agora, I guess the other one is Home Story Cup. True. Don't want to forget. The other one is Home Story Cup, which I believe I think it might be like pseudo confirmed for later on this year as well. Outside of those two events, we don't really have anything secure. So yeah, we just have to wait. Just have to. That's all we can do, really, is just hope and just wait to see what happens. We spoke during the podcast about how it almost feels like borderline disrespectful, like the trolling of the EWC social media account. For those that are curious, every time, like every like couple of weeks, they post like, hey, are we missing any esport at EWC? And yo, like the social media gets flooded with people asking about SE2. And then there was that weird post that was back in December where they like the EWC Twitter like almost like made fun of it. They're like, yo, you know, that feeling when SE2 fans, like when they spam you about EWC or something. Like they had like a really weird like post about that back in December, and everyone was like, what? Like what's going on, Pat? What's going on? So yeah, it's a really uncertain time right now when it comes to StarCraft 2. But you know, all we can do is hope and do our best and do our part, right? Here on the CranKy Ducklings, like, I mean, you've seen our schedule. We're live every single day, multiple times a day. We do what we can to bring you as much StarCraft as we can. We're doing our part, and I'm sure everyone else is doing their own part as well. I'm referring to the other community casters. You know, we're hosting our own tournaments. Likewise, you know, you have Wardy stepping up to host his events. We have TKL stepping up to host his events, the Monday weeklies. We have you know, players or people like Chicken Man and Dave Testa for KSL. We have Pig stepping up to help sponsor the Pigasaur weeklies. Yeah, there's still a lot when it comes to the online events of SE2. It's just the major premier events, which is a little bit less certain. Speaking of our schedule, bam! Here you go. This week we have our updated weekly schedule here. We just wrapped up with the LiuLi Cup, and the stream is going to go offline for a couple of minutes, and we're going to be back with the Firegrow Cup. Firegrow Cup, the playoffs, they began 40 minutes ago, so I'm going to keep this brief. I'm going to keep this brief because they're currently playing. So we're going to wrap up. We're going to be live like in 10 minutes with Firegrow Cup. We're going to be jumping into the playoffs. Again, Firegrow Cup has been going on for the past couple of days, going through the group stage, Group A, Group B, and we have the playoffs in a couple. They're happening right now. They're happening right now. Likewise, you can see for the rest of the week as well, we have the OSC Season 12 Championship. True, that's another big online event. True, MaxPax is a part of the OSC Championship, so we're going to be covering, I'm sure, his matches there. That is going to be on Tuesday. We have the Pigasaur Monday, we have Wardy TV Monday, we have a Lima League, we have the Enki Pro Series, we have the Pondcast on Thursday, we have Amantes, we have KSL Replay Cast. I do apologize, but we did miss KSL on Saturday. I was just very, very, very fatigued. So I passed out and I could not cast KSL live. So we're going to be catching up with KSL on Thursday. We have the Kung Fu Cup Warcraft 3 mod for SE2. That's going to be on Friday. We have Code for Giants Cup, Master Swan Open, the return of Sparkling Tuna Cup. The first Sparkling Tuna Cup of the year of 2025 is coming back on Sunday, and we have SEL, that is StarCraft Evolution. A lot of people have been asking about StarCraft Evolution, and it has been on a break, it has been on hiatus. It is coming back as a monthly tournament, and it's coming back on Saturday as well. So as always, we have plenty of content for you as we wrap up January. Coming into February is going to be looking a little bit leaner. Right now, we're casting at least twice a day, every single day. As you can see, sometimes 3 times a day. So we cast more than anyone else out there in StarCraft. That's what we do. Do all the casting. We have all the content. Coming into February should be a little bit leaner, which I'm okay with. Like, I'll be honest, I'm getting a little bit worn out when it comes to the non-stop casting. I would like to sleep in a little bit and have a little bit of downtime. That should be happening in February. February should be a little bit leaner. And when I say leaner, what I mean is like 1 cast a day, which is still casting every day, but you know, like instead of 2 or 3, 1 cast a day sort of thing coming into February. That should be what we expect. So yeah, regardless, if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed the casting, do consider following us. Consider following us here on the social medias. We have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. So you can support us, you can follow us if you wish. You can also support us via Patreon as well. You can check us out there if you wish. You can support us. Our money, the money that we make on Patreon, it all goes towards our tournaments. It all goes towards events like Master Swan Open, which you can see there on Saturday. It goes towards Sparkling Tuna Cup, which you can see on Sunday, and towards Sea Duckling Open as well. It all gets funded towards the events, towards the players, towards the community, towards the scene, towards StarCraft. So if you want, you can support us there. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Again, we're going to be going, the stream is going to be going down for a couple of minutes. I do have to put a delay on. A delay is required for Fire Grow Cup, so there's going to be a delay. And I have to set up all the overlays, set up all the scenes, and then bam, we're going to be back with some Fire Grow Cup action. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. Here we go. You're saying EWC community team is trolling SC2 fans? Yes, yes. I was referring to the tweet that they made on Twitter. It was crazy. It's like they want to trick the SC2 community to pay for all of SC2. I wouldn't take it that far. But I do appreciate the community and all the organizers, whether it's ourselves, whether it's, you know, Steadfast, your Wardy, your Pig, Chicken Man, Dave Tesla, everyone else for stepping up and, you know, for supporting StarCraft. The passion is there, the support is there, the people are there. Let's go. Otherwise, for now, we're going to be heading off. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. The stream is going to be going down for a couple of minutes, and then we'll be back up with Fire Grow Cup. So we'll see you guys soon for our next cast for some more StarCraft. Otherwise, thank you so much. See you next time. Hasta luego. Ciao, baby, ciao. Hasta luego.